Alright, one of the first things I like to do in the bathroom is I got all my parts over here that will eventually be upgrading and everything. As I like to clear off the counter, first thing I like to do is the towel bar. And I'll show you how we do that pretty quick. And generally, I like to mount it opposite of the toilet in this area right here, if we have room between the light switch and the tile of the wall. Sometimes it'll eventually go above the toilet. You can tell something went here in the path. A couple of little repair patches right there. I'll give you some pro tips on this real quick. Alright, so these have the hardware mounted right underneath it. So you're going to need a small screwdriver. Different ones will have different size set screws. Some might be hex keys, some might be flathead, some might be Phillips. So just, be aware of what you're working with there. When these, honestly, what I do is I don't even take the screw out. What I'll do is I'll just rip that bottom off. And one of the first things I like to do is put the caps on it, and I get my level. And what I'll do is I'll come over here and eyeball where I want it to go. So this is where the old one went. We're gonna go right above it, kind of in line with that line on the tile. And I honestly don't like putting it here for that reason right there. So we're gonna change faces and move over to here. And what we'll do is we'll kind of center it off this toilet, kind of right over the middle. And what I do is I'll throw my level up there, bring it down a little bit on that side, and where that set screw goes, I'll take my flathead and make a little indentation on each side. A little indentation right there. So when I take this off, and I come back over to the mounting plate that's in that plastic, I'm just gonna put it right there on my hole, and then I'll mark the spot above it. Same for this side. All right, 9 times out of 10, there won't be a stud there. We're not gonna look for studs and mount it any which way that it'll be in a stud, because then it won't look good centered. What we'll do is we got our little anchors, and we're in a little pilot hole with them with our Phillips and hammer. Ain't that some shit? Right when I told you there would never be a stud, there's a stud. Well, that's all right. We saved 2 anchors. We'll use those later when we do the shower rod, because the shower rod comes with crappy anchors from the factory. So sometimes I'll screw it not all the way in, and then I'll just give it a quick twist of the wrist to tighten it up. And then drop in our first plate. I try not to give it the beans too much, because sometimes it's real easy. It's real easy to twist that anchor through the drywall. And then now you got a hole, and you got to take everything down and move it around, and that's never any fun. Let's go get our other plate here. Make a mess here, make a mess. All right. Drop that in right there. I'll have to worry about anchors on this side. All right. put your caps back on. Starting from the top, working down. I need to back this screw out, that'll help. Let's prime my wife on the phone. All right, so both in, we'll tighten up each side. It's tight. That's tight, we'll give it a little shake. Well, you're in business.